Sometimes you just gotta think about it. But I know what you've done. When I can't, gotta pull on my pants. I don't know what you're doing, but I know what you've done. I don't know what you're doing, but I know what you're doing. But I know what you've done. I've got a good memory. This ain't our first battle together. You won the last time. Yeah. What you do. But I know what you've done. But I know what you've done. I think I won't lose in my memory. I remember. But I know what you've done. When I was in my mess, you snatched me out of it. Oh my, I don't know what you do, but I know what you do. I can never forget what you done for me. How you loose my shackles and you set me free. I don't know what you do, but I know what you do. Can we just take a walk down memory lane real quick?
One thing I know, for sure, caught him there. I said one thing I know, for sure. If you believe that he's done it for you.
Did y'all come to dance a little bit? Just a little bit. One thing I know for sure. You said God did it. One thing I know. One thing I know for sure. God did it. One thing I know, for sure. One thing I know, for sure. One thing I know, God did that. God did that. The very thing I asked him for. God did that. Shirley Caesar sung a song, and this is for the faithful. It says, you have kept the faith, so today it is your day for a miracle. When others took breaks, you stayed in position. You have kept the faith. Today is your day. Get ready, get ready, get ready for your miracle. You have kept the faith. Say, you have kept the faith. Just tell somebody next to you, today is your day. For a miracle. And these signs shall follow them that believe. All you gotta do, just keep on believing. Oh, you have kept the faith. Oh, you could have given over. You could have thrown in the towel, but you didn't. So get ready for your miracle. You have kept the faith. You didn't dot every I, you didn't cross every T, but you've been faithful. So don't get weary, don't get weary, don't get weary. Get well to it. Your due season is here, 'cause you kept the faith. Yes, you did. You could have gave up a long time ago. You could have ended it all, but you did not. But you stayed in position. You kept on praying. You kept on fasting. You kept on sowing. And I prophesy that today is yours. Get ready. Miracle. Just one more time, Justin. One more time. Raise it. You kept the faith. Today is your day. You're gonna get your miracle. Yeah. For your miracle. You have kept the faith, and today it is your day for a miracle, for a miracle, for a miracle. You have kept the faith today. It is your day. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready for your miracle. God's gonna do it. God's gonna do it. God's gonna do it. God's gonna do it. Just lean on somebody and just say, oh, yes, he will. Oh, yes, he will. Lean on your other neighbor, just say, God's gonna do it. 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 Just tell a neighbor that's really expecting something. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Can I do it one more time? Can I do it just one more time? Just tell somebody, God's gonna do it. God's gonna do it. God's gonna do it.
God's gonna do it.
God's gonna do it.
God's gonna do it.
You got discernment. So just look at the person behind you. Scream in their face and say, oh, yes, he is.
Oh, yes, he is.
God's gonna do it. I've seen him do it. God's gonna do it. I've seen him do it. God's gonna heal it. I've seen him heal it. God's gonna fix it. I've seen him fix it. God's gonna turn it. I've seen him turn it. God's gonna work it. I've seen him work it. Watch God do it. Watch God heal it. Watch God. You've been waiting on God to move. Oh. And I know, and I know, and I know, I know. And I know, and I know, and I know, I know. Sometimes it's hard to declare what God is gonna do when it seems like you're stuck in what you're going through. And I know, and I know, and I know. Sometimes it's hard to look on the bright side when it seems like you're stuck on this side of the testimony. So you're like, God, I don't know what you're doing. But then sometimes you just gotta think about it. But I know what you've done. When I can't pull on my present, I gotta pull on my past. I don't know what you're doing, but I know what you've done. Oh, oh, oh. I don't know what you're doing, but I know what you've done. I don't know what you're doing, but I know what you've done. I've got a good memory. Oh, I don't know what you're doing, but I know what you're doing. This ain't our first battle together. You won the last time. I don't know what you do.
I don't know what you do,
But I know what you've done.
but I know what you've done.
I've lost so many things in my life, but one thing I won't lose is my memory. I remember.
I don't know what you do,
But I know what you've
but I
done.
know what you've done.
When I was in my mess, you snatched me out of it. Oh my,
I don't know what you do,
but I know what you've done. I can never forget what you've done for me. How you loose my shackles and you set me free. I don't know what you do, but I know what you've done. Can we just take a walk down memory lane real quick? I don't know what you do.
I don't know what you do,
I don't know, but I know. Oh, sometimes life can get so hard that you'll discount the miracles and the testimony of God. I don't know,
I don't know what you do,
but I know what you've done. You've been real good. You've been so good. You've been keeping me alive. Oh, I don't know what you do,
I don't know what you do,
but I know what you've done.
I know what you've done.
Somebody see yourself beyond your problem. Lift your hands and raise it up. I don't know,
I don't know what you do,
but I know what Encourage them real quick. Breathe strength into them. I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what you do.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what you do.
I don't know what you're
I
doing.
don't know what you do.
This season seems real
I
scary.
don't know what you do.
Just like
I
Peter.
don't know what you do.
You want me to walk on the water. Just like Peter. In a unfamiliar season. But if you tell me to walk, I walk. If you tell me to come, I'll come. Just as long as you're there. Just as long as you're there. Because I know what you're doing. Yes, I know what you're doing. Yes, I know.
But I know what you've done.
Yes, I know. I've got a good memory.
Got a good memory.
I got a good memory.
Got a good memory.
How can I forget? How can I forget? I got a good memory.
Got a good memory.
I don't know what you're doing, but I know what you've done. My dad taught me this song. Jesus, I'll never forget what you've done for me. While I'm waiting, Jesus, I'll never forget how you set me free. Oh, Jesus, I'll never forget how you brought me out, and you're keeping me out. Jesus, I'll never forget. No, never. Some of y'all have an option to forget, but I was so bad. How can I forget what you done for me? Let me hear you, Jaden. How can I forget how you set me free? How can I forget how you brought me out? Jesus, I'll never forget. No, never. No, never. I got a good memory. Oh my God, I do. I'll be the one to remember. The other nine forgot, but I'll be the one to remember. I'll never forget you. I'll never forget you. I won't trade you for comfort. I won't trade you for the cloud of the world. Oh, I can never forget you. 'Cause it was Christ who brought me out. I can't lie to you, I was a hard case, but it was Christ that brought me out. When others wrote me off, you kept on riding. It was Christ. I'll never forget you. Jesus, I'll never forget. No, never. Somebody lift up your voices to the Lord if you remember. If you remember. Everything else can wait.
Everything else can wait.
I am here to meet with you. Nothing else matters.
This is the time.
Just tell them, say, don't be far.
Don't be far from me.
I'm here
I'm
waiting
here waiting
on you.
on you.
Come on, catch it quick. Raise it. See, God, I'm not moving.
God, I'm not moving.
I'm here waiting
Here waiting
on you.
on you.
Don't be far from me, God.
Don't be far from me.
I'll stay right here and wait for you. No matter how long it takes, I'll wait, God. God, I'm not moving, I'm not going nowhere. I'm right here, I'm waiting on you.
See, don't be far. Cause you have what I need. You got what I need. If I gotta press my way through the crowd just to touch the hem of your garment, God, I'll do anything just to be where you are. One more time, say.
Say, don't be far from me.
Don't be far from
God, I'll always need you. God, I'll always need you. I'm here waiting, I'm waiting on you. For you to come. For you to come. For you to come through for me.
So here I stand with lifted hands, I'm crying out to you again. See,
Don't be far from me. Father, I need you. Like the desert needs the rain. Father, I need you. Like the ocean needs the stream. God, I'm not moving. You got just what I need. God, I'm not moving. I know you got what I need. Your name still means Rapha. Your name still means healer.
God, I'm not moving. I'm here waiting on you. This is a good moment to press into the presence of God. Somebody lift your hands. Oh, what are you going to do while you wait on him? What are you going to do while you wait on him? I will not be silent while I wait. But while I wait, I'm going to worship him. While I wait, I'm going to pour out my love on him. While I wait, I'm going to seek after him. Just because it's delayed does not mean it's denied. While I wait on my healing, I'm going to pour my all on him. While I wait on my breakthrough, I'm going to seek his face. God, I will wait on you. God, I will wait on you. Oh, and I'm going to stay in position. I won't move unless you move. I'm here waiting on you. Somebody raise it up. I won't move unless you move.
God, I'm waiting on you. Come on, you ought to lift it in the atmosphere. I want to move unless you move. I promise not to go in front of you, and I promise not to go behind other time? And didn't I restore you in spite of that other time? Don't doubt, just believe me. Didn't I come to get you that other time? Didn't I answer you that other time? And didn't I heal you in spite of that other time? Don't doubt, just believe. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. Knowing this it is. Faith worketh patience. Faith worketh patience. And let patience do her work. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. Wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 I say. Wait, I say of the Lord. And be of good strength. Wait, I say of the Lord. And be of good courage. Count it all joy. Yes, it may hurt for a little while. Yes, it may hurt for a little while. You may not understand. But on the other side there is strength. On the other side there is joy. On the other side there is healing. God ain't gonna wait. God, no matter the situation. Right now I'm in the waiting season. A year ago I lost my mother while I was pregnant. She never met her. But I'm waiting on my healing. I said I'm waiting on the healer. I know just who you are. And I'll stand right here and wait. In this very difficult season. I may not understand it. And I may not see it, not right now, but I know you're gonna come through for me. I know you're gonna come through for me. I know just who you are. I know just who you are. And I know who you are. I know just who you are. And I know who you are.
Count it all. Whatever you do, keep on counting. Whatever you do, don't stop counting. Don't stop counting. Don't stop counting. Yeah. Don't stop counting. Don't stop counting. Yeah. Even in the middle of it, count it all. One more time. Say, don't be far from me. Say, don't be far. I'm here waiting on you. Somebody lift up your voice in this room. I need you up there. Come on, lift up your hands. Open up your mouths. Come on, press into the presence of God. Hey, press into the presence. That's where healing happens. Come on, press into the presence. That's where deliverance begins to take place. Right there in the presence of God. You've been wondering where it's coming from. It's coming from the presence of God. It's coming in the presence of God. You've been battling depression, but in the presence of the Lord, there is fullness of joy. Count it all joy. I know it. It seemed like life life is trying to bankrupt you. Seem like life is trying to bankrupt your joy, trying to bankrupt your peace, trying to bankrupt your health, trying to bankrupt your happiness. But count it all joy. Find something to count, even if it's pennies. You better find something to count. Pull on something and count it all. Hey. Oh, count it all joy. We'll stay here and wait on you. We'll stay here and wait on you. We won't move. We're waiting on you. Sing it out. We want more of you. Let the world hear what worship sounds like. Come on. Let the earth hear what worship sounds like. We want more of you. Come on, a little bit louder. Come on. Come on, that's it. You're wondering what's going to get you through college? It's the presence of God. Come on. Lift up your voices. Come on. You're wondering what's going to get you through this storm. It's the presence of God. You're wondering what's going to keep your marriage. It's the glory of God. Nothing else matters but the glory of God. Somebody press in. Come on, that's it. Come on. Come on. We want the weight of glory. That's what we've been fasting for. Dancing is good. I love it. Oh my, but if the weight of God's glory is not evident, I don't want it. I don't want it. Come on, somebody press in a little deeper. Come on, press in a little deeper. Press it, that's it. Come on, press in a little deeper. Press in a little, come on. That's it, come on. There's so many worship leaders in this room tonight. There's so many minstrels in this room tonight. You ain't leading an audience, but lead yourself into the glory of God. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. You've been running on empty. You've been serving on empty. You've been serving in your local assembly. You've been serving in your local church. And you've been running on empty. I prophesy that God is about to fill you tonight. And God is about to heal you tonight. In the glory and in His presence. Somebody raise it. Say we want more, we want more. Woo! Come on, press into that. Believe as if you've already received, and then it shall be done. I see you back there. Lift your hands and cry out to God. Come on, there's a sound that we're waiting on. Come on, raise it. Raise it. Raise it. Oh, we want more of you. And I'm done not waiting. And I'm done not waiting. Oh, the longer the wait, the better the promise. We want more of you. Say we want more. Somebody press in, press in, press in the glory of God. Press in, press in, press in the glory of God. Press in, press glory of God. He's here. He's here. Oh, get what you need in the glory of God. One more time. Say, don't be far, don't be far. I'm here running. Look at Chris. Only go. Somebody just take the next 60 seconds and pour your love on Jesus. We still love Jesus. We still love Jesus. I don't care what the world says. I love Jesus. I'm in love with Jesus. Oh, goodbye world. I'll stay no longer with you. Goodbye pleasures of sin. I'll stay no longer with you. I made up my mind to go God's way the rest of my life. I made up my mind to go God's way the rest of my life. I'm in love with Jesus. I'm in love with Jesus. I'm in love with Jesus. It may not be popular, but I'm in love. Hey. Oh, he's the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm in love with Jesus. Oh, goodbye world. I'll stay no longer with you. Goodbye pleasures of sin. I'll stay. Somebody's getting delivered right now. I'll stay no longer with you. I made up my mind to go God's way the rest of my life. Oh, I made up my mind to go God's way the rest of my life. I don't care what my friends do. I'm in love with Jesus. And he's in love with me, yeah. No matter what you've done, no matter how far you strayed, no matter how far you've gone, he's still in love with you. He's still in love with you. I made up my mind. I made up my mind. I can't go back. I can't go back. I can't go back. There's nothing back there for me. I can't go back. I won't go back. There's nothing back there for me. I can't go back. I won't go back. There's nothing back there for me. I made up my mind to do it God's way. There's a way that seems right, but it leads to death. I'll do it God's way. I'll do it God's way. Somebody just say that I'll do it God's way. Oh, oh, oh. I might have to walk away from some friends and loved ones, but I'll do it God's way the rest of my life. I made up my mind. I made up my mind. Oh, I just heard the Lord say no refunds, no take-backs. You're mine forever. I'll break the spirit of condemnation off of you. God says you're mine forever. I'll break the spirit of condemnation off of you. God says you're mine forever. You're mine forever. And for some of you, I want you back. But God, I'm damaged goods. I still want you back. Some of y'all ain't been in church since the pandemic happened. God says, I want you back. Back in my church. Back in my church. Oh, who will contend for the church? Who can I send? And who will go for us? Send me, I'll go. Send me, I'll go. You're right there. I just heard the Lord say, I want you back all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way.
If your hands are lifted and you can see the palm of your hand, you are in the posture of receiving. Sometimes people kneel, sometimes people lay prostrate. Whatever you need to do tonight, I dare you to get in the right posture. Because he does all things well. He's just waiting for you to say, I doubted myself. Here I am, Lord.
Let's prophesy that miracles are happening everywhere I go, everywhere I look. God is working. He's working it out for me. And when it looks like my strength is gone and the road is long, somehow I still know God is working, working it out for me. Because my God does all things well. My God does all things well. And when he heals things well. When he restores things well. And when he moves things well. Yeah. My God does all things well.
My valleys turn to meadows and my deserts turn to stream, 'cause God is working it out for me. He's Jesus, the healer, the answer, the reason. God is working it out for me. Because my God does all things well. My God does all things well.
every voice and sing. Thank you. Following the anthems, please remain standing for the invocation rendered by Reverend Tuwana Beckworth Harris, pastor of the Ushers Temple CME Church, Fort Valley State University, Georgia. Please receive the Fort Valley State University Choir.
Let us pray. Gracious and loving Creator, we come before you with hearts full of gratitude and humility as we gather in celebration of excellence, resilience, and the pursuit of wisdom. Today, we lift up Fort Valley State University, an institution rooted in heritage and hope. And we thank you. We thank you for the legacy it carries as a beacon of learning, empowerment, and progress for generations past, present, and future. We celebrate the legacy and vision of those who laid the foundation for Fort Valley State University. We honor the courage, sacrifice, and dedication of the founders who, through faith and determination, built this institution as a place of learning, a place of empowerment, and a place of hope for future generations. As we reflect on their vision, we ask for your guidance and for your blessing upon this university. May its mission continue to flourish, nurturing minds, uplifting communities, and fostering a spirit of resilience and excellence in all who walk through its halls. We thank you for the students, for the faculty and leaders who carry forward the founders' legacy with passion and purpose. Strengthen them to uphold the values of truth, unity, and progress as they shape the next generation of leaders and innovators and change makers. May the rich history of this institution inspire us, even in the midst of challenge, to continue building bridges of understanding, justice, and peace. Bless this day, and may our remembrance of the past fuel a future full of promise and possibility. In your holy name we pray. Let us resound together. Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you to our university choir under the direction of Mrs. Alicia Kana MacDonald. Please give them a round of applause. And Mr. Elvis Lewis for leading us in the singing. Thank you, Reverend Harris, for your invocation. We are happy to welcome you to Fort Valley State. Thank you. Good morning. I am Olufunke Fontino, your Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, and I have the honor of presiding over our annual Founders Day Convocation. There are days we set aside to acknowledge our graduates, alumni, honor students, athletes, and faculty and staff. But this day, the first Thursday in November, is the day we acknowledge, honor, and remember not just why we are here, but how we got here. Thanks to the individuals whose vision made Fort Valley State University a reality, and we are still standing. Today we gather to recognize the mission of 18 men who petitioned the State of Judges Houston County Superior Court in 1895 for a charter to establish a public school for children. On November 6, 1895, the charter was granted, and Fort Valley High School Fort Valley High and Industrial School was founded. Here to share with us more about the legacy of this convocation is Miss Shakima Harris Hammond, a 1989 graduate of Fort Valley State College, and representing Mr. Jerome Higgins, 27th President of Fort Valley State University, National Alumni Association, Incorporated. It is my pleasure to present to you Ms. Harris Hammond.
Good morning, Fort Valley State University. In his 1996 work, A Light in the Valley, A Pictorial History of Fort Valley State College Since 1895, the late Dr. Donnie D. Bellamy provides the history behind why we celebrate Founders Day. Dr. Bellamy writes that two separate Founders Day events were set aside to remember Mr. William H. Hubbard, Mr. Henry Alexander Hunt. The first Founders Day was observed on October 10th, 1939, which was Mr. Hunt's birthday. The address that year was delivered by Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois and was entitled The Significance of Henry Hunt. After the death of Mrs. Florence J. Hunt in 1953, Founders Day also became a time to remember her. At the October 1939 program, Sophia Moore started the tradition of Memories of the Old Days. Ms. Moore recounted some of the history between 1907 and 1940. Her primary emphasis was on remembering Mr. and Mrs. Hunt, and for over 30 years, Memories of the Old Days was a feature of Founders Day. During Dr. Waldo Blanchett's presidency, the two Founders Days, one for Mr. Hubbard and one for Mr. Hunt, became one day, which was observed the second week of October as our Founders Day. During the 1970s, or the early part of Dr. Cleveland Pettigrew's presidency, the academic building on campus was named Founders Hall as a memorial to all of our founders. Founders Day Convocation was established on the first Thursday in November. Today, we continue that tradition of observing Founders Day to all of the 18 of our founders who stood together 129 years ago with nothing more than a passion, a vision, and the determination that Negro boys and girls would not perish for the lack of knowledge. We're here today because those 18 men had a dream for something greater than themselves. We're here today because those 18 men had faith in a benevolent God and trust in one another. We are here today because those 18 men prayed for a realization of this institution. We are here today because those 18 men laid a foundation that was so sturdy. Upon it, Fort Valley Normal and Industrial School, Fort Valley State College, and Fort Valley State University were established. We honor and salute those men on this day because they created a future for you and a future for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Harris Hammond, for reminding us of our rich legacy and that we annually observe Founders Day to focus on 18 men whose vision and creation of Fort Valley High School made it possible for students to go from this institution to any mountaintop they desire to climb. We are here today as witnesses to what our founders envisioned but could not see. We are empowering the possible. To this end, I would like everyone to observe the rows of unfilled seats on the floor right in front of you. These seats are not empty, but intentionally left unoccupied to remind us that the 18 founders of Fort Valley High and Industrial School are still present with us. Had it not been for their vision, commitment, and sacrifices, we would not have this great institution. We will now be led in the litany of thanksgiving and rededication by Miss Michaela Walker, a business management scholar and student leader from Monroe, Georgia. Following the litany, Miss Nia Floyd, the 87th Miss Fort Valley State University, and Mr. Alexis Strozier Jr., the 17th Mr. Fort Valley State University, will conduct a roll call of the 18 founders. They will be assisted by Ms. Leila Humphreys, 2024-2025 Student Government Association President, and Ms. Drew Cooks, 2024-2025 Student Government Association Vice President. At this time, please stand for the litany of thanksgiving and rededication. Ms. Walker, please come up.
Good morning. Good morning. Each Sunday after his retirement as CME pastor, Reverend Dr. Robert L. Green, a retired professor of education, stood in the center aisles of Usher's Temple CME Church to guide the congregation in reciting the affirmation of faith. Before beginning, he would remind everyone to speak slowly and thoughtfully. Today, in the spirit of Dr. Green, as we recite the litany of thanksgiving and rededication, let us do so deliberately and mindfully, giving thanks to our founders and, most importantly, God. Please remember that litany of thanksgiving and rededication. We give thanks to thee, O Lord, for the noble deeds of our 18 founding fathers: Francis W. Gano, John Howard Hale, Stephen Elijah Bassett, Henry Lohman, James Isaac Miller, Thomas A. McAfee, Alonzo L. Nixon, Charlie H. Nixon, Thomas W. Williams, John Wesley Davison, John Peter Fan, Gideon Virgil Barnett, Charlie A. Anderson, David Jones, J.R. Jones, Alan Cooper, D.L. Lawrence, and Lee O'Neill. Our purpose is revealed to us through lifting up fallen humanity. Fort Valley State, our beloved university, we give you thanks.
Our souls we cleanse, sing thy name. Eternal praise we do proclaim. We lift our hearts in thankfulness for loyalty and thoroughness.
We give thanks for the light in the valley, lit so long ago, for those who have gallantly carried it to and fro. Grateful hearts have been guided, lighted, and warmed. Fervent flames each year we renew. Now we, the Fort Valley State University, under the leadership of Dr. Paul Jones, have been called upon to press forward in our pursuit of excellence with loyalty to our calling and thoroughness in our endeavors. May we hold the light high as we go through the perils to that marvelous light. May we now, in our various classes and ranks, students, faculty, staff, alumni, administrators, and friends, hold high the light in the valley. Together, there's a light in the valley. Hold it high, hold it high. Help me to keep the light burning bright, kindly leading others through the night to the light. Thank you. You may be seated.
Good morning. I am Alexis Strozier Jr., a senior media studies scholar born and raised in the heartbeat of the South, Atlanta, Georgia, and she is
Naya Aaliyah Floyd, a senior animal science scholar hailing from the small yet luxurious city of Lithonia, Georgia.
And we have the honor of serving as the 17th Mr.
and 87th Miss Fort Valley State University. As we roll call the founders, Miss Layla Humphreys and Miss Drew Cooks will place a rose in the memory in their empty chair. If you are a descendant of that founder and you can, would you please stand and remain standing until we have concluded the list? Francis W. Gano.
John Howard Hale,
Stephen Elisha Bassett,
Henry Lohman,
James Isaac Miller,
Thomas A. McAfee,
Alonzo L. Nixon,
Charlie H. Nixon,
Thomas W. Williams,
John Wesley Davison,
John Peter Fan,
Gideon Virgil Barnett,
Charlie A. Anderson,
David Jones,
J.R. Jones,
Alan Cooper,
D.L. Lawrence,
Lee O'Neill. We thank you. We thank you for being here today. As the recipients and beneficiaries of the sacrifices and deeds of your ancestors, we are honored to be in your presence today. Thank you. You may be seated.
thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Michaela Walker, for leading us in our litany of thanksgiving and rededication. And thank you, Mr. and Miss Fort Valley State University, and the FGA President and Vice President for conducting the roll call of our founders. Now, let us take a moment of silence to reflect on the Wildcat family and community members who have transcended since last year's Founders Day ceremony. As we pause today, let us remember the lives of Reverend William Jordan III, an AME Zion minister and grandson of founder Virgil Barnett, who passed away in January of this year. Mr. John Henry Simmons Jr., class of 1970 and beloved member of the Fort Valley State University family and Fort Valley State University Professor Emeritus. Dr. Denny Bellamy, who passed away last week. Dr. Bellamy contributed to the Founders Day observance for many years and was the author and publisher of many literary works, including, and I quote, A Light in the Valley. In 1981, Bellamy was named Regents Professor by the University System of Georgia, the highest academic recognition. I would also like to add to the list our beloved faculty member, Dr. Cara Little, who suddenly passed away this semester as we were getting ready for classes to start. We add her to the roll call. Finally, let us also reflect on events that are currently impacting this generation, our nation, the entire world. Our nation, the entire world. Thank you. At this time, I invite Mr. Garen Walker to the podium to introduce our speaker. Mr. Walker, a 2022 graduate of Fort Valley State University, is the chairman of the Founders Day Committee and the 28th president-elect of the Fort Valley State University National Alumni Association, the youngest in its 72-year history. Mr. Walker.
Thank you, Dr. Fontenot, and good morning. Good morning. Say it like you're glad to be in the valley today. Good morning. Now, I know many of you favor homecoming, but Founders Day happens to be my favorite day of the academic year at Fort Valley State University. Not only is it coupled with paying homage to those 18 founders who make it possible for us to be here today, but it also gives us an opportunity to go down to Columbus and beat up on those Rams at the Fountain City Classic, all right? So it's a great week for the Wildcats. And so that is why we are happy to be here today. It is a great honor to introduce our speaker for this morning, someone who is no stranger to Fort Valley or the Fort Valley community. Our speaker today is a man who wears many hats. Dr. Craig D. Lockhart is the 11th superintendent of Valdosta City Schools in Valdosta, Georgia, where he continues to profoundly impact the academic success and well-being of the students under his leadership. Prior to this role, Dr. Lockhart served as superintendent of the Dooley County School System in Vienna, Georgia, where he consistently maintained graduation rates of 90% or higher, expanded college and career opportunities for students, and prioritized innovative educational practices that fostered student achievement. Before assuming superintendent roles, Dr. Lockhart was an instructional superintendent for the Birmingham City Schools and deputy superintendent of schools in Newton County, Georgia. As principal of Newton High School in Covington, he led the school to achieve Title I Reward School status in 2012 and 2013. Earlier in his career, Principal Lockhart transformed Taylor County Upper Elementary School from a needs improvement Year 6 school into a Title I distinguished school in 2009, showcasing his dedication to school turnaround and sustainable academic improvement. Dr. Lockhart's exemplary leadership has earned him numerous accolades. He was named Outstanding Educator of the Year for Elementary Administrators at the 2009 Georgia Association of Educational Leaders, and has been recognized for his contributions to education at both the state and national levels. In 2022, he received the Georgia School Superintendent Association President's Award and the Georgia Association of Education Leadership Award. He is a national board-certified teacher in science, and throughout his teaching career, he instructed students in high school biology, physical science, algebra, drama, and middle school earth science. A frequent speaker on school improvement strategies, Dr. Lockhart has presented to audience at state, national, and global conferences for over 17 years. His insights on educational leadership culminated in the publication of his book, School Genetics, A Blueprint for Saving Public Schools, which offers a strategic framework for educational reform and innovation. Dr. Lockhart is a proud 1996 graduate of Fort Valley State College, where he earned his degree in biology and later returned to obtain his teaching certificate through the Fort Valley State College of Education. In 2021, he was inducted as a Fort Valley State University National Alumni Association Incorporated Life member. He is also a member of the greatest fraternity known to man, the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, having pledged to the Gamma Zeta chapter in the fall of 1995. Dr. Lockhart remains deeply connected to his fraternity and alma mater. He is also active in several community and professional organizations, including, but not limited to, the 100 Black Men of Valdosta, Georgia, and the Beta Chi Boule of Sigma Pi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Dr. Lockhart is a man of faith and community, belonging to the St. Philip AME Church in Atlanta, Georgia. He is supported by his lovely wife, Dr. Terry Lockhart, who is here with us today. Please stand, Mrs. Lockhart, and be recognized. Let's give her a hand. And together they have 3 children, Danielle, Leah, and Isaiah. Residing in Valdosta, Georgia, Dr. Lockhart remains committed to empowering the next generation of scholars, ensuring they have access to the resources, opportunities, and guidance needed to thrive in a competitive and ever-changing world. Following a selection from the University Choir, the next voice you will hear will be that of our 2024 Founders Day speaker, an accomplished leader in education who believes that every child deserves a high-quality education, my brother and friend, Dr. Craig Lockhart, a 1996 graduate of the Fort Valley State College/University. Let's give him a hand. Good morning, Wildcat family. It is so good to be here with you. I am Craig Lockhart, proud superintendent of Valdosta City Schools and an even prouder graduate of the Fort Valley State University class of 1996. I will tell you right now, I do have a speech prepared. My wife will tell you that sometimes my passion will get in the way and I might just go off script just a little bit, but just trust me, I'll get us out of here before lunchtime. So again, thank you for being here with us. I want to extend my gratitude to my Boulay brother, President Paul Jones, and my Alpha brother, the Founders Day Chairman, Garen Walker, for this invitation. I must also recognize my beautiful wife, Dr. Terry Lockhart, an active member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, for joining me here today. She's a beautiful woman, so beautiful. I want her to stand up one more time so y'all can take another look at her. I simply must acknowledge my brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the entire Divine Nine, my many professors, the distinguished professors and mentors we have here, and all who are in attendance. Again, this is one of these moments where I'm about to go off script. As I walked in this morning, and I was just blessed with the majesty of our royal court and SGA, and the blue coats and the university choir and how polished and professional they are, I have a tear in my eye for how great this university has become. Please, let's give all of these young people a round of applause. Thank you for representing us so well. Before I go any further, please allow me to express my sincerest condolences to the family of Dr. Donnie Bellamy, beloved professor and historian here at Fort Valley State. Here's a little story. When I was 19 years old, I went to Dr. Bellamy's office to talk about something, and I used incorrect grammar, young people. And Dr. Bellamy corrected my subject-verb agreement right there on the spot. And here's the lesson. I didn't get offended. I didn't get upset. I didn't take an attitude. Instead, I was grateful that he chose to make me better that day. Students who were here, I'm going to ask that you take care of these professors that you see sitting down here. They are pouring into you, and you will come to recognize and honor them later. Love and take care of your professors, folks. Dr. Bellamy wanted me to move towards excellence, and I thank him for that lesson. I stand before you today because of his lessons and the lessons of so many others like him, and I hope that I can impart a lesson or two today. So I will be honest with you all. In today's world of artificial intelligence, I was tempted to create a speech on ChatGPT and allow for that to go ahead and take us through this morning. However, you mean so much more to me than that. So I took time to write a few words that I hope will inspire and resonate with some of you today. You see, young people, I'm a wildcat, faithful and true. And I see you, the students of Fort Valley State University, as young versions of myself. With that being said, what would I say to myself if I had a chance to do it all over again? We're here today to celebrate the 129th Founders Day of the Fort Valley State University. Our theme is Light Shining on the Horizon, celebrating 129 years of excellence. Over more than a century, this university has stood as a beacon, a light cast on the horizon for so many generations of students, faculty, staff, and the community. It symbolizes not only the success of past accomplishments, but also the incredible journey that lies ahead, a future founded on the enduring values and principles established by our founders. Now, Dr. Fontenot gave us a brief history of our founders. The 18 men, you had 3 white men, you had 15 black men, half of whom were slaves who came together to form what is now Fort Valley State University. My question to everyone, how can men who were, some of them born as slaves in 1895, only 30 years after the end of the Civil War, do such a thing? The answer is actually quite simpler than we think. They chose excellence. My talk to you today is choosing excellence. One of my great mentors was the late, great Mr. Rufus Green Sr., a Fort Valley State alumnus who was a pillar of the Middle Georgia community and a native of my hometown, Taylor County. He had what I would call a word of power. Whenever he saw me, he would say this one word, and I would remember who I was and what I needed to do. His word of power for me was focus. I have a word of power that I hope that the young people here can take in. My word is choose. Choose. I challenge you to choose excellence. Now, how am I going to define excellence for the purpose of this session? Excellence is choosing to be better today than yesterday, better this week than last week, better this month than last month, and better this year than last year. Ask yourself right now, how much have I grown over the past year? Now, if you think about this and you are the exact same as you were on November 7th, 2023, it might be time to start choosing differently. If choosing excellence is the answer, then why don't more people do it? First, we have to identify the enemies of excellence. What's the opposite of excellence? Some of these words include, but are not limited to, settling, being marginal, mediocre, average, medium, regular, okay. The biggest enemy of them all is the word comfort. When we're too comfortable, then excellence can escape us. Choosing excellence means that you have to push to become the very best version of yourself. And believe me, young people, it's a lifetime process. You are always trying to arrive. You never will arrive. You are always going to be pushing towards excellence. Now, one reason some people don't try to be excellent is not because they can't be, but it's because they are afraid of what will happen if they were to fall short. In other words, we don't try because we are afraid to fail. But if you don't try, then who will? Failure is a part of the journey to success. You need failure to learn and to grow. What if our founders chose to be comfortable? They were no longer slaves. They could have just moved throughout life. The Civil War has long since passed, and while we are no longer in physical chains, I'm concerned that we remain in many social and mental chains that we need to break ourselves from. Our founders could have waited for someone else to do it, but they chose to lead the way, to break the chains, to shine the light on the horizon. Another reason that we don't choose excellence sometimes is, quite frankly, we don't want the attention that comes with it. Many of us are very satisfied with flying below the radar. The thing about flying above the radar is that that'll get you attention, and attention is going to get you some haters. There's a saying, people without means are disrespected, average people are ignored, and successful people will be hated. We all know people who don't have much and how they're treated by society, how they're disrespected and how they're disregarded. Average people go through life and they're usually comfortable, but they're not seen as being special. But when you are talented, wealthy, beautiful, or if you just strive for excellence, you will be celebrated by many, but you need to rest assured that you are going to have some haters. Some of us don't choose excellence because we just want to fit in and not have haters. I don't want anybody talking about me on social media, so I think I'll just sit down and be quiet and keep my mouth shut and keep my head down. Haters exist to grow and challenge the winners. I'm going to say that again. Haters exist to grow and challenge the winners. We need haters. Jealous people only criticize and hate on people who are above them. Think about it. No one hates down. You don't hate anybody who has less than you. You don't say anything about them. You don't even recognize them. You only hate on somebody who has a little bit more than you. And young people, y'all have so many friends. When you get older, your friend circle begins to shrink a little bit, because what you find out is that the minute you get 1 foot ahead of them, you'll find out who your friends really are. And I will tell you, back in 1895, you need to know that when our founders created this university, there were people, both black and white, who tried to stop them and who tried to hate on them. I don't know who they are, because that's the thing about haters. They're not worth remembering in history. Young folks, if you have haters, you're probably on the right track. Having a hater means that you're doing something worthy of note. Lions do not care about the opinions of sheep, and eagles do not keep the company of chickens. Ignore the haters and choose excellence. Now I'm going to shift my conversation just a little bit. I'm coming to you more so as a father or just somebody who's been around the block. I want you to know that even when you choose the path to excellence, you're still going to make bad decisions. You're still going to make poor choices sometimes, and you will still make mistakes. Every great leader has made mistakes, and we pay attention to those mistakes because they are indeed great people. Big people will always have big problems. Our mistakes and our poor choices often come in the form of distractions. Distractions are things that take up so much of your time that you can't focus on your goals. So that'll be our definition for a distraction. Distractions include, but are not limited to, too much time on social media, alcohol, smoking, drugs. Gaming can be a distraction. Negative influences can be a distraction. Now, I am not naive enough to think that you would just avoid these things altogether. I was 19 too, I get it. But we must do everything in moderation. I want to circle back to this whole thing about a negative influence. Negative influences include certain people in your life. I want you to be mindful of the negative, non-productive people in your personal life. I didn't say avoid them or get rid of them. I said just be mindful and take inventory as to who they are. Also, be mindful of the people you idolize on the internet and in the entertainment industry. Again, social media has us all caught up in so much foolishness and lies, we don't know fact from fiction anymore. I don't want the students who are here, most of you are African American students, I don't want you to believe that being black is all about getting over, bad attitudes, ignorance, bad fashion sense, and promoting toxic behaviors that diminish our culture and portray us in a negative light. Not only should you stay away from negative influences, from time to time we might need to look in the mirror and see if I'm being a negative influence. There are many ways to be a negative influence, but one way I want to just share with you right now, and I come in peace, is how we dress. I'm not picking because, again, I might not be together today, but I'm just trying to share something with you here. The way you dress is the first thing that the world knows about you without you saying one word. There's a word we used to use back in the day. I want to bring it back into fashion. It's called self-respect. Okay? If you have self-respect, you operate at a different level. I'm challenging you all to dress for success. Now, I know this is a new culture, but just take it from Daddy Lockhart up here. The way you dress is the way you will be treated. If you wear a bonnet in public, expect bonnet treatment. If you smell like weed, expect smell like weed treatment. I'm not preaching to you today because, again, I was you. I get it. But part of growing up is figuring out what's right and what's wrong, and just understand you are going to screw up along the way. It's human, it's natural, and it's expected for us to screw up. But you must get up and continue the journey. It's okay to screw up, but you better get up. Don't be afraid of what people say or think about you when you screw up. There are folks out there, they want to go and keep you in the past. They want to say, I remember back when he did this or she did that. Your haters will try to keep you stuck in the past, but you, Wildcats, are on a journey towards excellence. You will realize in life that none of your critics are going to step up and pay your bills. Your critics want you to ball up in a corner and keep your head down. Think about it. You know people right now, they just want you to ball up and go away. But the poem Invictus has taught us that while your head may be bloodied, it must remain unbowed. You are responsible for your life, and your haters are just talking noise. Ignore the noise. And usually in about a 2-week period, you probably won't care what they had to say anyway. Clean yourself up, ignore the noise, and keep choosing excellence. Speaking of excellence, it was mentioned by Ms. Harris Harmon that the first Founders Day address was given by W.E.B. Du Bois. One of his main ideas was this notion of the talented 10th. The talented 10th is a small population of our people who will lead the rest to greater prosperity, awareness, and success. So I'm going to stop right here. I'm getting off script. So I am a teacher. I want to make sure everybody looking at me. I'm looking at you, you look at me. There we go, there we go. All right, better. Because I want you to hear what I have to say. I have some news for you. If you are hearing the sound of my voice, you in this room are the talented 10th. You can choose to be an active member of the talented 10th or remain complacent. But remember that if you're hearing my voice, you are the future that our founders dreamed of. Do not disgrace our illustrious tribe by being less than your best. We need everyone here to choose excellence. Now, let me be very clear. Excellence is not perfection. No one is perfect, and we all fall short sometimes. However, we must score higher than the opponent of mediocrity. That's how the game works. In life, you must make more impactful wins than you do losses. Learn from the losses and keep picking up the wins. Speaking of losses, I must address the elephant in the room. I would be remiss not to acknowledge that a new United States president will take office in 2025. In coping with this impending reality, I did what my professor, Dr. Bellamy, would have me to do. I looked to history. So this time I did use ChatGPT. And I asked a simple question. I said, who was the United States president in 1895? I'm going to be quiet. Some of y'all might know it, maybe. You don't have to shout it out. And I'm a teacher. I give that wait time. I might just sit here and let you think about it. But I'll go ahead and tell you. The president of the United States in 1895 was Grover Cleveland. Okay? What was interesting to me is that Grover Cleveland, until right now, was the first and only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. I didn't know that. He was the 22nd and the 24th president of the United States. His second term was between 1893 and 1897. And again, Fort Valley State was formed in 1895. I researched a little bit more about Grover Cleveland, and like all men, there are some good stories and there are some bad stories. History largely regards him as a decent president. But I found on some articles that Grover Cleveland is still considered the worst civil rights president in U.S. history. That's because he chose not to act when segregation began to rise. During his second presidency, the Plessy versus Ferguson case was decided, and that created the separate but equal doctrine. He didn't do it, but it happened under his watch. With that being said, Cleveland's presidency was a time of great fear, uncertainty, and darkness for African Americans. And this parallels with how many of us are feeling today. Yet, during this same presidency, Fort Valley State University was born. How can such greatness come during a time of darkness? The separate but equal doctrine helped give rise to our historically black colleges and universities. It took darkness during the Cleveland presidency for us to find our light. In the midst of indifference to racial inequality and suffering, our founders chose excellence. They chose to be the light in the valley. Now it's our turn. It's our turn to in a time of great fear, uncertainty, and darkness, to be the hero that's needed. And yes, young people, we still need you to keep voting. We still need you to keep voting. One example of the power of the vote, I see here, I'm joined by State Representative Patty Stinson, and I want her to stay in House Representative of District 150. Your representative here, you put her back in office. We need you to keep voting. Choosing excellence means choosing to exercise your right to give your voice power through the ballot box. Dear FVSU family, if our founders could create what would become an internationally recognized university, a recipient of countless accolades for its contributions to society, the #1 HBCU in Georgia, I don't even know how many years, but a long time, a standard of excellence that cannot be beaten, all giving birth in 1895, what can we create in 2024? The time has come for you to choose excellence. The time has come for you to choose your path. Choose ye this day. What will you choose? You will find that in times of great fear, uncertainty, and darkness, that there is light indeed shining on the horizon. That light, young people, is you. Be the light. Choose excellence. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lockhart, for such an inspiring message that indeed pierced the hearts of students, alumni, faculty, staff, and many friends of Fort Valley State University that are represented here today. Dr. Lockhart, would you please join me at the podium? Thank you for accepting our invitation to deliver this year's Founders Day address. You've reminded us of our individual and institutional obligations to do our part to make Fort Valley State University, the city of Fort Valley, the state of Georgia, and the global world a better place than we found it. We are all keepers of FVSU's flame of excellence, and we must protect what our founding fathers created more than 129 years ago. May we embrace the importance of educating and nurturing the whole person and sacrificing for someone other than ourselves. Because of your message today, we are wiser about our heritage and purpose as we pay tribute to the visionary founders whose diligence and commitment gave birth to this institution, your alma mater. I am honored to present to you with this token of our appreciation. But may I have Dr. Fontenot, Dr. Crumbly, and Mr. Walker please join us for this moment. Congratulations. I would now like to ask, I'm looking straight ahead, Dr. Belethea Pitts. Yes, you. Dr. Belethea Pitts and Mr. Garen Walker to join me at the podium. Dr. Belethea Pitts, please come forward. You could just see the look on her face up close. Today, we proudly introduce the inaugural Chairman's Award at our Founders Day observance, a distinguished honor recognizing exceptional dedication and service to the Fort Valley State University. This award celebrates individuals who exemplify the founder's spirit of resilience and commitment, a spirit that defines our institution's legacy. In honoring this year's recipient, we recognize not only their achievements, but also the lasting impact their work on future generations of Wildcats. For the past 17 years, Dr. Belethea Pitts has served diligently as the chair of the Founders Day Observance Committee, often shouldering the work alone and completing each task with an unmatched commitment. As a token of our appreciation, we are honored to present Dr. Pitts with the inaugural Chairman's Award, which reads, Chairman's Award presented to Belethea J. Pitts in recognition of 17 years of dedicated service as chairwoman of the Founders Day Committee. Presented at the 84th Founders Day Observance 2024. Garen M. Walker, Chairman, and Paul A. Jones, President. Dr. Fontenot, Dr. Crumbly, please join us as we celebrate this moment of recognition. Peace and love. As we approach the 2025, we have the honor of celebrating 130 years of Fort Valley State University. A legacy of resilience, leadership, and impact. Our story, rooted in history, continues to unfold as we focus on three pillars: sustainability, success, and scholarship. These values guide us as we are preparing the next generation of leaders, committed not only to academic excellence, but to making meaningful contributions to the world. Together, let us honor our past, elevate our present, and empower our future as we embrace this incredible milestone for FVSU. We're going to celebrate like we've never celebrated before. Thank you.
Thank you, President Jones, and thank you again, Dr. Lockhart, for your inspiring message. We will now have a prayer to honor the past, led by Mrs. Mary J. Edwards, class of 1991, who graduated with a master's in education. Mrs. Edwards is a retired educator, funeral directress, and dedicated community leader. A prayer to celebrate the present, led by Jonathan Allen, class of 2025, and agricultural economic scholar, and a prayer to prepare for the future of Fort Valley State University, led by Caleb Green, a senior at Dooley County High School, and prospective Wildcat. Please receive them in that order.
Good afternoon. As we gather for the 84th Founders Day observance of Fort Valley State University, we pause to honor the legacy, resilience, and vision that have brought us to this day. Joined by 3 generations of Wildcats, we are reminded of the unwavering commitment that transcends time as prayers of commemoration and thanksgiving are lifted. Let us center our hearts and minds on the one who made it possible for all of us to be here, celebrating our history, embracing our present, and envisioning a future filled with promise and purpose. Today we stand together in gratitude, united by the shared journey of Fort Valley State University. May we bow our heads, please. Gracious Father, eternal God, we gather here today, united in gratitude and reverence, to celebrate the 84th Founders Day of our beloved institution. We thank you for the visionaries whose dreams laid the foundation for our community and for the countless hands that have nurtured it through the years. As we honor the legacy of those who came before us, we remember their courage, their resilience, and their dedication. Their sacrifices have shaped our path and continue to inspire us to strive for excellence. We thank you, Lord, for the knowledge and wisdom passed down through generations, the friendships forged, and the memories created within these gates. May we always cherish the lessons learned and the spirit of collaboration that unites us all. Help us carry forward the values instilled in us by our founders. Those founders gave us integrity, compassion, and a commitment to serve. May we honor their legacy by nurturing the next generation of leaders and ensuring that their dreams live on in the hearts and minds of those who follow. May our actions today, dear Lord, honor the sacrifices of yesterday and pave the way for a brighter tomorrow. In your name, dear Lord, we pray. Amen.
May we all bow our heads. Loving Father, as we gather today to celebrate the 84th Founders Day, we pause to give thanks for this moment, the vibrant present that surrounds us. We are grateful for the community we share, for the friendships that enrich our lives, and for the countless opportunities that unfold before us. Thank you for the dedication and passion of our faculty, staff, students, and alumni, whose hard work and commitment make this institution a beacon of hope and knowledge. Their efforts inspire us to reach higher and dream bigger, reminding us the power of collaboration and innovation. We celebrate the diversity that enriches our community, bringing together unique perspectives and experiences. In this unity, we find strength and a shared purpose that propels us forward. May we continue to cultivate an environment of inclusivity, respect, and understanding, honoring the contributions of each individual. As we reflect on our achievements and challenges, may we remain grounded in gratitude. Help us recognize the blessings of today, the laughter, the learning, and the connections that remind us of why we are here. Let us embrace the present with open hearts and minds, ready to grow and evolve together. May our celebration today stimulate our spirits and renew our commitment to this incredible journey. As we look ahead, may we carry the lessons of the past and the hope of the future into every moment. In gratitude and joy we pray. Amen.
Good afternoon, everyone. Will you all bow your heads and join me in prayer? God, as we come to you as our eternal source of wisdom, as we gather to commemorate the 84th Founders Day, we turn our hearts and minds towards the future. We thank you for the journey that has brought us here and for the promise of what lies ahead. In this moment, we acknowledge the aspirations and dreams that fuel our ambition. We are grateful for the opportunity to learn, grow, and innovate within this nurturing community. Thank you for the guidance that inspired us to envision a brighter tomorrow filled with possibility and purpose. As we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, may we honor their legacy by committing ourselves to the challenges of the future. Grant us the courage to embrace change, the wisdom to learn from our experience, and the compassion to uplift one another as we forge new paths. Please help us cultivate a spirit of collaboration and creativity, empowering us to address the needs of our world. May our effort reflect the values of integrity, respect, and service that have been instilled in us, ensuring that we contribute positively to our communities and beyond. In this sacred place, we ask for your blessings on our endeavors. We honor the commitment of our current students and those like me who carry a deep love for the illustrious Fort Valley State University in our heart and aspire to walk these hallowed grounds. May our dreams be bold, our action purposeful, and our future that honors the past and celebrate the present. Let us build a future that will uphold all of these principles. Together, we are one Wildcat family. With grateful heart and expectation, we offer this prayer to you. Amen.
Thank you all for your prayers over the past, the present, and the future of Fort Valley State University. And a special thank you to Mr. Green, future Wildcat. Thank you. To the descendants of our founders, we thank you for joining us here today, virtually and in person. We trust that we have and will continue to honor the sacrifices our ancestors made on our behalf. Your ancestors, our ancestors. Our other distinguished guests here today, Mrs. Sylvia Jones, the First Lady of Fort Valley State University. Please stand up and be recognized. Dr. Mercy Hunt Harris, the great-great-granddaughter of Principal Henry A. Hunt and Mrs. Florence Johnson Hunt. A library and wellness center are named in their honor. Please stand up and be recognized. Thank you. The family and friends of Dr. Greg Lockhart. We already met the beautiful wife of Dr. Lockhart. Thank you for your presence. And all descendants of our founders, please stand and be recognized again. Thank you for your presence here today and helping us continue to make that connection between our past, our present, and the future. Thank you. And legislative officials and other community representatives, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. We thank you for representing us well and for reminding us constantly the importance of the town-gown relationship. Thank you. So to all of you, our faculty, our students, our staff, thank you for celebrating this day with us. And 129 years ago, the 18 founders of this great institution saw fit to lay the foundation on which our scholars stand as they learn from our world-renowned faculty who work diligently to help propel students from where they are to places they never dreamed possible. We have several examples around us. And thank you, Dr. Lockhart, again, for paying attention and mentioning the great work that faculty do to help our students grow and succeed. So again, a round of applause to our faculty. And of course, we all work as a team. We cannot succeed in getting our students here, retaining them and graduating them without the community support and also the work of all of the units at Fort Valley State University, Student Affairs, Business and Finance, the alumni and the Dr. Wright's office that ensures that we get all of the funds to help our students succeed. And of course, the Office of the President. So to all the units who work every single day to ensure the success of our students, we thank you. On behalf of the Office of the President, the Office of the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, the committee, Founders Day Committee, and the chair, Mr. Gary Walker, I must say you did a remarkable job. Thank you for stepping in. I thank each of you for sharing in today's historic convocation and celebration of our founders. Thank you. And thank you to all program participants, and I thank each one of you. It takes a village to make all this successful, for joining us today for our annual Founders Day Convocation. We have concluded this part of today's convocation ceremony. We will now move to the Hunt's gravesite at the Hunt Bond Troop Memorial Tower for the commemorative tribute of placing a wreath at the Hunt's graves, singing the alma mater, and having the benediction delivered. I look forward to seeing each of you there. At this time, please stand for the recessional of the stage participants, the faculty, and the honored guest. Thank you.